Yeah, so this is a little bit weird. For the first time in quite a long time, I can actually say that I'm a pretty happy person right now, and with a smile on my face actually. So, but the weird thing about it is that as a creative person, I kind of draw a lot of my inspiration, and yeah, just a lot of my creative juices don't come from a positive place. It is more a derivative of me trying to, I don't know, get out of a situation and imagining that I am actually either driving the cars I'm designing or either making like a house or something that I'm in my head I'm already living in, or I don't know, some type of thing to kind of distract me from the situation that I'm actually in, and to create some type of inspirational but also imaginative area, or just some, I don't know, I think that's the best way to put it for me to describe my source of creativity, I guess. So the reason I'm starting this video this way is because I have yeah, a weird way of maybe becoming a little bit a better of designer, but I still have to figure a couple of things out. So what the premise of this video will be is basically all of my goals and all of the things that I try to set forward and try to accomplish for 2019. So the first and foremost thing is just the thing that I started in 2018. And if you haven't seen the previous video of my recap of 2018, it's on the channel already live, so please go check it out as well. But the main thing I discussed in that one is that I try to become the best version of myself that I can possibly be. And I started that journey. I started on the journey of trying to become that person. I would say a little bit around October, so of 2018. So a couple of months ago, 2 months back. And uh, what does that mean to become the best version of yourself? Well, for me, I was a little bit overweight, and in like a 1.5, 2 month period, I lost about 10 kilos, damn near 11. So that was one thing. So physically, the way you look and everything. So I can still lose a couple of pounds. So let's say I want to lose another 10 pounds. So let's say then it would be at 75 kilograms. That's like 160 pounds or something, or a little bit more maybe. I don't really know, but something in the neighborhood. And that would be like one of the physical goals, like to accomplish and to be it, I guess. Another thing is that I'm also running for pretty frequently. So now I'm at like 1 or 2 times a week where I go for pretty long distances. And the other couple of times a week, I just go to the gym for strength training and also do a lot of stretching at home and here. So just all the physical aspects. The most I've ran in the most recent history was like 16.5 kilometers in an hour and 40 something minutes. So it was a little bit above like a 10K in an hour type of pace. But at the same token, it felt pretty good to run and to be able to run that distance. Because if I would describe to you where I went for people that actually know my neighborhood, it's a hell of a long distance to actually go for damn near 17 kilograms. So but with the running, what I want to accomplish is that I'm capable of running a 10K in about 45 minutes. So that would mean that of my overall pace, I would have to take off like I don't know, I would just have to be like, I would have to be at 12 kilometers an hour to reach something like that, or 13 something. And that is for speed wise. I want to do that once, like a 10K in 45 minutes, but I shouldn't be very far off because I was capable of doing an hour and 40 minutes at a little bit above 10K. So I shouldn't be far off with that one. And if I accomplish that goal pretty quickly, then I will even make it more extreme for myself. And also distance wise, I want to be able to do a half a marathon. So that would be 22 kilometers, 21 kilometers. And yeah, also already have it planned out where I'm gonna run, where I'm gonna do it. But I'm gonna wait until maybe March to attempt it because it's fucking cold out here. So I'm not doing it. And even though it's not that cold, but it's, I don't know. I just feel like it should be a little bit more on temperature when I'm trying to attempt that. Because let's say I make it until like kilometer 15 and I twist my ankle or something. I'm not walking for 7 kilometers to get back home again in the cold in this weather when it's raining and all that. So, but those are physical challenges. So that is losing weight, and also at the same time trying to achieve like mileage and distances and things like that. For the design stuff, where to start with that one? because it is the way I intro this video, because it is a little bit more difficult for me now to reach out to various sources to get inspiration from, I guess would be the right way to put it. I don't really know how to start and where to go with becoming the best designer I can be. Because right now I'm also in college, and college doesn't really take up a lot of time for me right now. I have a pretty easy, mellow schedule. I only go to class for like 2 hours a day, something. And because of the passing of my grandfather last November, I kind of stopped a bunch of stuff with school and everything, and I didn't go for a month or something. But I'm capable of, maybe in the next 2 weeks, I will be taking steps to regaining all of the lost ground that I made up, and of making up all of the time that I lost not going to school is maybe the correct sentence. I don't know, but that will be fine. I'm not worried about school, because now that I'm in my own place, I'm actually capable of focusing and getting the work done. But the school situation was a little bit of a side note, but also that is on the topic of becoming the best version of myself that I can be. But for school, I'm actually reading a book right now, and it's called Product Ergonomics, and it is in Dutch, so in Dutch it will be productergonomie, but same token. So the premise of the book is basically that instead of designing an object for an object's sake, you're really just looking at the person, actually the human being interacting with the product. And while reading it, I've kind of gained a new perspective a little bit, and that is to become more of a people's person, I guess, when designing stuff. And it is to design stuff from a human perspective, from a user's perspective, and to make sure that when I'm designing a car and you're figuring out, okay, the person will be sitting like this or something, that you design it from that person outward. Instead of starting with an engine or starting with this, you just start with the seat. And you start with the dash and the interior, how the person will get out, how they will get in, egress, ingress, things like that. So, and that spark has kind of ignited something in me to restart the car that I'm designing, and to scrap everything and then designing from the seat outward. And that is also a little bit of the journey. Excuse me, I just had a tuna sandwich and just doing something, I don't know. But that is a little bit of the journey that I want to take you guys on throughout 2019. It's just the overall growth that I'm having as a human being at this moment, because all of the things that I'm learning in school, I kind of really want to start putting them in videos, and to start also, taking notes and processing the things while I'm designing the things that I'm designing for the YouTube channel, and also taking into consideration all of the things that I'm learning in school. So what are the goals and the targets that I want to achieve for the designing wise? Let's say I want to design 4 full-fledged, like all just cars, but with everything on them. And one of them will be a micro car. The second car that I want to do is obviously a hypercar, because that is just what I love doing. But then the third car will be a hatchback. I haven't done that before, and also one that is maybe a little bit more exclusive, and of course design wise and exotic materials. Maybe it won't be like a Mercedes A-Class or something, and the price wise maybe it will be a little bit more expensive or above it or whatever. But size wise and look wise, I want to build a car like that is for everyday people that have money. But because prototype design, the thing that I do is basically prototype design, and you don't really have to cater to mass audiences or anything, because I'm still just living here. So I'm still just carrying out my fantasy, and that is to make things that are a little bit more out of the ordinary than the usual cars that are on the road right now. So those are, the first is the microcar, second is the hypercar, third is the hatchback, and then what shall be the fourth? I'll let you guys decide that. Or maybe once this gets a little bit of traction, I'll take some input from the audience, I guess. So that is everything that has to do with automotive design. So those are the 4 things. I also want to make one house, like one big ass mansion that is just filled to the brim with also furniture that I made myself, and also all the lighting, and also all the just everything that is supposed to be featured on a house, I want to make that, because I feel like if that kind of gets out there with all of the furniture that I'm making for the house, those are so many smaller projects within the one major project that it not only will be very time consuming for me, but also at the same time I will be able to kind of disperse multiple talents that I have in one project, because there are very just are way more projects than just one project, if that makes sense. So that is more the architectural side. The other thing is clothing. So I really want to start to really make and produce my own clothing, and for the simple fact of I kind of don't really like a lot of things that are in stores, and I really feel like if I make things that I like, then I just figured that a lot of people will kind of like the same things that I like. And I also already made some stuff that I'm not going to put in the video, because I feel like with clothing it is pretty easy to kind of rip somebody's ideas off if you have the funding to make it. And but also some friends have seen it and people like the things that I made, so that is also something that I want to put some effort behind, and also with a pretty good marketing strategy behind it that I thought about. So that is automotive, architectural, and apparel, so the clothing and everything. And then the one thing that I also want to do is learning how to really make apps and just JavaScript with programming stuff for computers, websites, all of that. And those are the major subjects, things that I want to do on a design tip. Like, is there anything else that I should mention before changing to the next topic? I don't know. If I have to figure it out, I'll come back to you later. But so that will also give a lot of content, of course, all of those design things. And I also just want to make sure that I film most of the stuff that I talk about, and that so yeah, I just want to make sure that I film most of the stuff that I'm talking about and that I'm passionate about, and also to show that this is not just a one-dimensional channel or anything. This is just about basically overall the things that I love to do, whether it is like the shoes that I have or anything. I don't know. It is I just want to showcase that I'm a multi-dimensional young black man, I guess. So that is the premises of everything that's supposed to be on this YouTube channel. Next up will be targets for school. So in the Netherlands, I don't know how it is based on in the States and everything, but in college, to what you have to do to like pass a test, or not pass a test, but to pass to the next year, is you have to get a certain amount of points. So the maximum amount of points that you could get in a year is 60. And because I dropped out previously, not the previous year, but the year before that, I did a similar study to the one that I'm doing right now at the same place. And because because I actually dropped out, I have to get the full 60 points to go to the next grade. Usually you only have to get 50 points to go to the next grade, but the maximum amount you can get in a year is 60. So while saying that, I have to pass every single test. I have to pass every single course, everything. So the only goal to set is just one. I don't really care what the grade is, to be honest with you. I just need to pass the class. So that is what's up with school. At the same time, I also feel like at the end of this semester, that's what I'm gonna do. At the end of this semester, I'm gonna just take you guys through everything that I've learned so far, and then from the second semester onward, I'm gonna just film as much as possible. Also, when it comes to the school assignments, because I'm also doing some pretty creative stuff with just the design wise for that, and also the projects are pretty fun to do. So I wouldn't mind doing that as well. So there's also something that is coming pretty soon, I guess. So that's for school. And the final and last thing that I want to accomplish for 2019, let me finish off school before I just say one more thing. So passing the classes, filming as much content, and then for 2019, the next school year is starting in September. One of my targets, or one of my hopes, I'm not even going to call it a goal because I don't really know how realistic it is, but as soon as the 3D sketches not sketches, but as soon as the 3D model for the hypercar, the microcar, damn, let's start that over. So one of the things that I'm aspiring of doing is to actually involve and to actually make it a part of a school assignment to design and develop the actual microcar. And what I want to do with my college is actually present it to them and just let them know what my aspirations are for it, and hopefully they can set up a program for me that will basically allow me to not go to class as much, and that they kind of put the class into my microcar project. So if they give me certain assignments to complete on the project to showcase that I'm learning the stuff that I'm supposed to be learning to get my degree, and at the same token, I will be able to produce my car. So that is something that I would love to have a collaboration on with the school, but I need to have something to present before it. So I'm still holding on to this. I don't know. So that is also something for the school side of things that I want to go to and aspire to accomplish, I guess. So yeah. And then the last final thing that is on my year for 2019 is I want to be, I just want to expand more. One of the things that I hate about myself when I just looking back at the way that I used to be as a kid is that I kind of did this. I was very narrow-minded, and I was kind of, I don't know, I was just putting things to the side that I felt like weren't important. As a kid, I never wanted to go visit museums. I never wanted to go do random things. But now, and at an older age, I actually pay for like tickets for museum entrances and everything. But it was free before I would turn 18, and now I'm 21 and I have to pay full prices to get into stuff. So that is experiences that I missed on, and I don't really want to miss out on those experiences. So I'm trying to become more of a I'm trying to become a tree that has like a very thick stem with a lot of branches on it that is just spread very far out, I guess, that is very multi-dimensional, and that can be talked about on any subject. So the things that I'm picking up are reading way more. So that is the book that kind of inspired me to become a designer that kind of focuses more on people instead of on the product. So that was very inspirational. But also like biographies of people that I find interesting, like Malcolm X and things like that. That is basically something that is also really on my schedule. And I want to visit like at least damn near 10 museums this year, I guess. I think that is also a good thing to put on the calendar, to kind of step out certain things that I want to visit and I want to have done before the end of the year. And spiritually, mentally, also meditating a lot, and just figuring out basically what it is, just every single tiny bit of potential that I have, I want to put myself on the path to accomplish it. And that is a very big task, so I'm not expecting myself to do all of that in 2019, but I just want to take steps into the right direction to become that man, to become that person, and eventually just leave behind some sort of a legacy that I don't know, I can be proud of, I guess. And that would really be the key that would make me happy, I guess. But I'm also feeling good right now, and hopefully when I'm just continuing on reading the book, it just starts to feel better and better and better. That was my message. I feel pretty good about everything that I've talked about. At the end of the month, I will be buying a new computer, and I will have a better setup for recording videos and to design stuff more often, all of that. So that will be done by, let's say, February 1st, and then we'll really kickstart the YouTube channel once more to because then I have a better computer to edit videos on, to use SolidWorks and record at the same time, to also put in like a camera with microphone setups and everything. So that will gradually build up to become better and better, and I will make some investments to also make me get a 3D printer that works again and all that. So that will be my, at least that is what I aspired that my 2019 will be, and that is what I work towards for 2019. I really want to thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like or subscribe to this YouTube channel. Get into the comment section to get your thoughts on the video, on the subject, what you would like to see from me, and also just anything that comes to mind. My name is Shaquille Veldboom. Thanks for watching once more. I'm out.